Hello everyone, welcome to Maths Bridge. I hope you are all doing great. Thanks for joining. We shall continue our learning journey in C programming skills. Let's get started. Folks, please do visit us at our YouTube channel Maths Bridge. I'm sure I think you are already subscribed to the channel. If you have not, please do subscribe the channel and then support us. Thank you and then happy learning. Here is our today's agenda. Okay, folks, I have dev C++, the IDE, you know, I'm more frequently using for the demonstrating a simple concepts, but you feel free to use your own IDE. I created a project and then I created a file, a source file, and named it a text to output. So, name as a practice is implied meaning of what I'm trying to do, is it? So what do we do? Like, I have in a header files. This is basically called as a header section. Okay, so if I can say this one is called as a header section, means all header files can be included here. You see that the text how we actually get translated, and then stdioh and stdlib.h are the standard libraries which I'm using here. This is the first method that a C compiler look for it main, because it's a starting entry point for compiler to actually get the program executed. Okay, main by default, and type int because it returns 0. Operating system expects return value for this. Now what I'm going to do is, like, today we are going to demonstrate how printf and putc works to redirect the text onto the console, is it? So what you do, like, we have puts, right? Puts is a function, and then what do you do, like, hello. Okay, and let me compile this program. How do you compile? I will save it, I will compile and run it. Okay, so what is mistake? All right, so every statement in C should end with semicolon. That would be my catch here. So let me compile and run it. Okay, great. So the output that it produces, like, hello, because put C basically, like, taking all this string and then redirecting that into the console. In our case is like this one. Okay, let me, what do you do, like, let's put like one more statement here. Put C and then give a, like, Maths Bridge. Okay, so I have two put C statements. That means, like, the two strings should redirect it to console, right? That's what your expectation. So I am saving this file and then compile and run it. F11 is a shortcut, and see the output. Great. So now you see, put C, each line actually you can see like a separate statements, means like line number 9 put as redirecting the hello string onto the console, and then the next put as is basically using like a next line, so cursor automatically moves to the next line at the end of the put as. That is a function that you have to remember. Okay, and if at all put together a combined word, let's say hi and then new line character hello world, let's say. So, and then if you can compile this code and then run it, do you see this one difference? Right, it produces the second line. Back to the printf function. Okay, uh, printf and then you enclose with some kind of string, right? So hello world, let's say. So, and then every statement actually end with semicolon, obviously. So you saved it and then compile and run it. you should expect a hello world string on the console. Great. Hello world. Okay. Now what you have to see the difference. If at all you wanted to print hello in one line, world is the second line, but without using a second printf. How we are going to do? Add a new line character, escape character. Basically, this splits, hello and world into two lines. Let me see like how it will run. Okay, I compile and run it, and then you could see the difference, right? Hello and the world. See, if at all you are going to have like on the same position rather than actually shifting, what is the correction that we have to make? You have to make the small correction here. You know, don't give any space. Then what happens is like a second line starts in post position to see hello world. Great. So if at all you need a two line statement, now how do you go to it? You have to keep two printf statements, then hello is one line, and welcome to Maths Bridge. This would be the my second line. So if hello, welcome to Maths Bridge. So if we can compile this now and run it, what do you see? Probably all actually prints on the same line. So it's like kind of a clumsy, right? So what you have to do, you know maybe I can use this small, and then I put a new line character here in the first line, so that carries returns, and you will end up seeing two printfs in the two lines separately. Let's compile the code and run it. Do you see the button? So basically the idea here is like how function works, how you are going to interpret the output from the usage. This is what I think most likely you need to understand when you are playing with like a printf or put as library functions. That's the whole idea of showing this demo, which we are going to use so frequently from the upcoming all the topics of C programming. How much it is going to helpful for you, but I'm just going to quickly reiterate one more additional topic in this context. So let's say like, this is a project, right? C learning Maths Bridge. If you can go and look at your file system, when you created a project using like a dev C++, you end up seeing like the project name like this .dev. Okay, this is a project name. And when we created a file like a text to output.c, which you can see in file system like .c file, when you compile this program, what happens is like it generates a objective file, the .o extension file. This is called compile. And compilation process basically like a two-step. One, you create a objective file, and ultimately it is going to create a exe file, which is going to be your output executable file, is called .exe. Right, this is what it is. And this id has like a special schema of like color changes and all, right? This you gonna see it in the layout file. This is how I think you can interpret. Again, this program which I am compiling in Windows system. So in Windows by default with this IDE, you are going to have like MinGW, see kind of a lighter version of like GCC compiler. So all the rules are being built in makefile.win, which basically tells you like what file that you have to take, how you are going to compile, what it generates, that short. Let me quickly take you through this makefile. Makefile, like we said, is generating a rules for how compile process has been takes place to generate exe file, that short. CPP GCC G++ is basically a kind of a compiler, and then CC is also kind of a GCC compiler. So we can use one of them based out of the project that you are going to create it. Okay, this is basically tells you like an exe file, that short. Objective file, all the source files get converted into objective file, like I said, obj file .o. And then linker basically takes objective file and architect file, and put together and then generates a binary file. The binary file is called, the whatever the name that is given to the project, but that is like in .exe file. So all the includes like a lib include and all the flags, these are the rule that you are actually using them, in that short. Because in the include, I think we are actually have like two files, right? stdio, stdlib, those are actually sourcing from this particular path. That is how it is. So all the cleanup process, how we are going to do cleanup means, like when you do cleanup, project cleanup means like remove obj files, bin files, that sort. And then generates, regenerating, and the linking, and then that sort, like taking the c file, generating a o. This is a rule that you are going to use. Cc is what you are using. Cc means like gcc.exe is what we are actually using for compiling this code to generate a OS. C flags means like what are the flags that you are using. Basically for us is like a standard libraries, right? Once obj creates, that is where I think you are following with exe. Does it make sense? So this gives like a full kind of a feeling. But in the Linux, if you are working on the Linux environment, you end up actually creating this file also. This gives like more beauty in understanding like how the system works. Okay, good luck. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, click on bell icon, and leave the comments. Happy learning. Thank you. Stay tuned to upcoming sessions.